Hi, so the next topic today is divide polynomials. So the first objective is, well, we're going to learn how to divide polynomial by a monomials. And second objective is divide polynomial by binomial using long division. Okay. All right. Recall the addition properties for fraction. If I have a plus b divided by c or a minus b divided by c, then I can break this quotient apart into two quotient, which is a divided by c plus or minus b divided by c. Right. So for example, if I have 5 plus 2 divided by 3, I can break it up into 5 divided by 3 plus 2 divided by 3. Okay, do that. All right. Okay, so apply that rule. We're gonna use that to divide polynomial by a monomial. Okay, so I have negative 15x cubed times y plus 35x times y squared divided by negative 5xy squared. Okay, so now I'm gonna break this quotient apart. Negative 15x cubed y divided by negative 5xy squared plus 35xy squared divided by negative 5xy squared. And now we're going to simplify term by term. Okay. Negative 15 divided by negative 5 is positive 3. X cubed divided by x is x squared. Y divided by y squared is y, but y is going to be in the bottom. Why? Because the degree of the denominator is larger than the degree of the numerator, right? So remember quotient properties for exponents. 2 minus 1 is 1, and since and the factors stay in the bottom. Okay. Okay, so the second fraction, 35 divided by negative 5 is minus 7. X divided by x is 1, so we're not going to write that. Y squared divided by y squared is also 1, so just minus 7. And that will be our final result. Okay. All right. Okay. Objective 2 is divide a polynomial by a binomial using long division. Now, before we do this, let me remind you how to do long division in numbers. Okay, before we divide and conquer polynomial division. Okay, so I want to divide 103 into 3 using long division. So this is how I set things up. 103 and long divide into 3. Okay, now I know that some of you may have different setup, but this is how I was taught to set up. So I'm gonna do what I'm comfortable with. Okay, and so should you, right? Okay, so 103 divided by 3. All right, I'm gonna ask myself 3 times what give me tens would be 3, right? 3 times 3 is 9, and then you subtract, right? 10 minus 9 is 1, and then you bring the 3 down, so 13. Again, 3 times what give me 13? 4, right? 3 times 4. 4 times 13 is 12, and then we subtract. 13 minus 12 is 1, and since 1 is less than 3, so nothing we can do there. So this one is the remainder. This one is the remainder. Okay, and one way we can rewrite this relationship like this. If I have 103, it's equal to 3 times 34 plus 1. Okay, and 103 is what they call is dividend. So this right here, this one right here is dividend. It's denoted as P of X. 3 is your divisor, denoted as little d of x. And 34 is the quotient. So answer is denote as q of x. And 1, that's the remainder, denote as r of x. Okay. And at the end, you may write your answer in the form q of x plus r of x over d of x. So q of x, your quotient, in this case, your quotient is 34, right? Plus the remainder, which is 1, divided by the divisor, which is 3. So 34 plus 1/3. All right. Okay, so that's how we long division with number. Now it turns out that we can do the exact same thing with polynomials, right? So for example, if I have f of x divided by g of x, I can set up like this. I have f of x long divide g of x. And at the end of the day, I have the answer, which is the quotient q of x. And then maybe along the way, I have the remainder r of x. Okay. So we can do exactly the same thing for polynomial. All right, so let's take a look at the example. I have x cubed minus 17x plus 74 divide into x minus 5. So again, let me set this up. Right, set this up. X minus 5, that's my divisor. It's inside the box. And then I'm gonna write out the dividend, right? Now, I'm not only gonna write that in, but I'm gonna make sure that every single exponent is appear, right? So for example, I have x cubed. Maybe let me move this to the right a little bit. I have more room here. So I have x cubed, but notice that I don't have x squared. So I'm gonna write 0x squared as a placeholder, okay? And then minus 17x plus 74. Okay, so I'm making sure that every single exponent is included, okay? All right, so next I'm gonna ask myself, what do I have to times x by to get x cubed, right? And the answer is x squared, right? The answer is x squared. X squared. And then what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna take x squares and then I'm gonna multiply back into every single term in the divisor. Okay, I'm gonna multiply x squared by x and multiply x squared by -5. Okay, so let's do that. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times -5 is minus 5x squared. And then I subtract. And then I subtract. Okay. And then I subtract. Now, when you subtract, make sure that you subtract every single term here. Okay. Don't make that classic mistake that you only subtract the first term, but you forget the rest. Okay. So x cubed minus x cubed is 0. It should be 0 because we deliberately make sure of that, right? 0x squared minus 5x squared, which is positive 5x squared. Positive 5x squared. Okay. And now we bring down the negative 17x and the 74. Okay, just like the old-fashioned long division with number. So minus 17x plus 74. And then same thing, right? I'm going to ask myself, what do I have to times x by to get 5x squared? To get 5x squared, right? So the answer is 5x. So here plus 5x. And then I'm going to multiply 5x into every single term of the divisor. Okay, so 5x times x squared is 5x squared. 5x times -5 is -25 5x, and then again subtract, and make sure you share that negativity into every single term. 5x squared minus 5x squared, that's 0. Negative 17x minus 25x, so that would be positive 8x. And then bring down the 74. Okay. What do I have to times x by to get 8x? Well, that will be 8, right? So plus 8. 8 times x is 8x. 8 times negative 5 is negative 40. And then subtract. 8x minus 8x, 0. 74 minus 40, so be plus, will be 114. And that will be your remainder. Okay, that will be your remainder. And they want the answer in the form q of x plus r of x divided by d of x. So the answer, the quotient here is x squared plus 5x plus 8 plus r of x is 114 divided by divisor, which is x minus 5. And that will be the end of our little session today. Thank you.